Thank you so much. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, in this segment, we will be asking Professor Nwaru some questions submitted by our members. Many of us have long had questions we have hoped to ask, not only about the courses and the ASFI programs, but also about ASFI movement itself, his personal journey, and broader reflections. Yet we rarely get the chance to pose this directly. The 5th Anniversary Planning Committee thoughtfully made a space for that today. We invited members to submit their questions, and in total, we received 60. Naturally, time will not allow us to go through each one, but however, many of these questions overlapped. So we have grouped and summarized them into 15 questions. These questions fall under the following subthemes: foundation and evolution of ASFI, ASFI future impact and possibilities, Prof. Nwaru's leadership in action, daily routines, habits, and faith, monitoring and advice to young African scientists, and vision and hope for Africa. I will read each question aloud and then invite Prof. Nwaru to respond. Let us start by reflecting on the foundation and evolution of ASFI. What inspired you? What inspired you to create ASFI? And was there a defining moment that triggered its foundation?
Do you hear me?
Yes, clear, Prof.
Okay. Life is a process, and honestly, I've gone through processes of my life, and I see myself that this is actually a calling. This is what I'm meant to do. And I've had this dream for a long time. I've had it for a long time. Well, I don't want to, time will not allow us to go to some of the encounters I've had in life, but I've had this dream for a long time. And then when I finished my PhD, I was looking for opportunity to impact people with the skills I've learned. Then I tried different moves, but it didn't work out. And then I just let it go and of course, continue with my career. Then in 2020 was a defining moment in my life. It's a year that I faced some of the most difficult things in my life. My life was a very difficult year personally to me. And as I was going through some of the experiences, I was confused. I was really trying to find my steps. COVID was there, but other things started happening. And so I got that inspiration. I was hearing it in my spirit. It is time to start this, you know. And actually, I believe that it was God's time for me to do this. And so I followed that idea that came to me, as the documentary said. And ASFI became a therapy for what I was going through in 2020. It brought me joy. And then it revived the passion I had for years. I could see myself, overcoming the problems I face, not dealing with the problems, but living my passion that has been there. So yeah, it was that happened. But this dream of ASFI, my conviction so far is that this is what I am born to do. God has given me the grace to raise men and women, to empower people. And wherever I go, that is my passion. And I have told myself, I don't go to any place and leave unnoticed. I have to be noticed. I have to make impact. And that is the impact of empowerment.
Thank you, Prof. Very inspiring. How has your original vision for ASFI evolved since its inception?
Yes, this is important. And I will talk about it later on too when I'm making my closing remarks. I've noted that. But I tell you that I got into ASFI, but I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Honestly, I didn't know. So it has come with mixed feelings. It has come with fulfillment. It has come with insight. My eyes are opened. My eyes are opened to so many things I didn't know. So I thought it was create a platform, support people, build their competencies, empower them. But within the first 2 years, I found out that it is more than just training people. You see, what Mr. Daniel spoke this afternoon, we have gone over this over. And at one session we have met, I was telling him, my goodness, what I am seeing now is beyond what I was actually thinking about. I can see that Africa is, well, don't be angry, but I have to use the word. Africa is in deep mess. Africa is in deep mess. Why? Even within the scientific community, we have this issue that has saturated our communities, our nations, issues of character, issues of attitude. We have cultures we live with, but we have also borrowed cultures that have become barriers to progress. And this is what I have noticed. So beyond training people and building their capacity, I have met bigger barriers that which agrees with what Mr. Daniel has said this afternoon, that without integrity, nothing works. So I see a big elephant in the room that now is giving me food for thought of the journey we have taken. So yeah, my perspectives are changing of what I plan to do and what I should be doing moving forward.
Thank you. That is such a powerful insight into how it all began. Now we will like to impacts and possibilities. What role might ASFI play in transforming African science over the next generation?
Well, like I said, this is a journey. This is a journey. It's a journey of learning. It's also a movement. And I tell you, it's a journey. I have given, for instance, the end picture that we want to see Africa that works. But in this journey, I don't know all that is on the way. There are many things on the way that I'm not aware of, and I'm not sure how to deal with it. But I believe God has given me this. And at each step in that process, He gives me insight of what to do. So what I have decided is I will keep going. I'll keep going. And as I mentioned in the documentary, it's a journey we have started, and we cannot stop until we achieve our goals. I believe that there is hope. Hope because you have come to this platform. You have welcomed it. You have found your needs here. And the more we continue, I believe that there will be more saturation and more people will begin to come into this idea we have. And we will get there. But I tell you, when I look at where we are as a people, we have big work to do. ASFI has big work to do going forward.
Thank you, Prof. Very inspiring. What bold project or initiative would you launch through SFI if you had unlimited resources?
I didn't get that.
What bold project or initiative would you launch through USFI if you had the unlimited resources?
Unlimited resources. If I have unlimited resources, I will build an institute for those who have been educated. Okay, to reschool, and that institute is Institute of Capacity Building and Institute of what Mr. Daniel mentioned today, integrity. Yeah, we have a very good system. We have education. We have very skilled people, but I think we need to come to a point where we go through more refinement to begin to make more impact in our society. And I think this issue of character, integrity, attitude needs to be well integrated into African science. So if I have unlimited resources, I will build an institute that focuses on competency building and as well as delivery.
Yes, thank you. That is, let us actually to the next question. What are the possibilities of SFI becoming a certificate or diploma awarding organization?
Yes, in fact, this is one of the things we planned from the beginning. And within the first 2 years we started, we are very keen to get it to work. But we didn't see the whole picture. So, and I think during the last 2 years or 3 years, we have not discussed that issue anymore because the problems we need to solve are bigger than just giving certificate. We will get there. We have it in our pipeline, but I think that is a long-term plan. Maybe I would say 7 to 10 years from now, we'll get there. But I think we'll have work to do in other aspects.
Thank you. That is very inspiring. It is exciting to hear about the path ahead. Moving on to your leadership journey. How are you able to successfully lead people from different countries and cultures?
Yes, because this is what is inside me. This is what is inside me. So it becomes quite well, I wouldn't say effortless, but it's not something I struggle with because there's a passion that comes out of me when I think about ASFI. And so somehow the plans are worked out in my head, and I try to dish out the guidance to people on how to do things. But I am actually in this process, to a large extent, also self-discovering myself because there are certain things I do I didn't know I had the ability to do them. And so once I discovered that those abilities are, I strengthen them and I use them. So leading people from where I am has not been too much of a challenge. In fact, I enjoy it really.
Thank you, Prof. What motivates you to continue contributing to humanity through your work?
Well, I love to see people grow. If I give my own background, and I used to say to people, given my background, my family background, where I come from, if I'm able to get to where I am today, then anybody can get. And so in the success of men and women, many people just need some cues of what to do. And if I find opportunity that this person, I can support this person in this way, it's a motivation for me. That is one thing. The second thing is, I have to say this, that during my primary education, when I started, especially when my parents moved me to the city, I was a very poor student, very, very poor. I remember in my first exam when I went to the city, I was the last but one person. Where we are 23 in the class, I came 22nd position. And this, my father was astonished. What is hope for this guy? But I discovered that, and I discovered this early, that if I know something, if I tell it to somebody else, I become better. For instance, mathematics. If I have some ideas of math and I solve it and I teach it somebody, I discovered that I became better. I became better in doing that. And so I went out looking out for people to deliberate with them, to study with them, to teach them. And so that has become part of me for a long time. What I know is in my head, I try to give it out, because doing that become better in it. Oh, I don't know if you have if you have noticed this, but that is my own experience, and that is a big motivation for me. Yeah.
Yes, very inspiring and motivated, Prof. Uh, I can't fathom your patience. Do you ever get angry or impatient? And how do you manage it when you do?
Well, I think anger is an emotion we all have. I don't know if there is anybody who doesn't get angry, but I think what happens in human nature is the older you become, the more you become reasonable. I think more reasonable, you become wiser. Yes, I get angry, but I try my best to become reasonable in my anger. And in my head, I ask myself, is it worth it? I mean, should I? What if I don't get angry? What happens? Yeah, so I get angry, but sometimes I can get really, really angry, and it's linked to the things I do. When I see people doing what is not right, and I know what doing that denies them of blessings or benefit they should get, it really gets me angry to, how can I pull them out? How can I take them out? So that gets me angry, not really on the person, but because there's something they are denying themselves. And then as I get older as well, I also get angry when people try to use me. People have used me so much in the past. So nowadays, people try to use me. I get so angry because I don't want that to repeat itself. And I have broken many relationships because I don't accept it anymore. You don't play with my brain. Just what Mr. Daniel was saying. You need to be somebody of integrity to deal with me. So when I see signs of that, I'm angry and I cut it off. But yes, I get angry, and I try to be reasonable in my anger, and I think where I am now in that level is better than where I was 10 years ago, because yes, I see life in different ways, and yeah, I have developed more experience as well. Yeah, I get impatient as well, but I think I've actually very much improved in that. And when I've not seen anybody who says to me that you are impatient, even my kids, they say you're too patient. And well, I don't know. I think in the past I was much more worse than now. And when you deal with human beings, you become wiser because you have different people, different needs. So you can't use the same thing to deal with everybody. And that is very transformational. And if I look at my own life, the way I have developed, where I have come from, and where I am today, people were patient on me as well to see me grow, and I have to also give back to people. Yes.
Thank you. That really reflects your commitment and leadership in practice. We see your leadership. Thank you so much. Let us take a moment to step into the personal side, your daily routines, habits, and the role of faith. What does a typical day in your life look like, from morning routines to how you unwind after a long day?
Mm-hmm. Well, that is going deep now, but I will say it. Maybe somebody will learn from it. Okay. First of all, I have to say, and I think some people have asked me this before. Do you believe in God? Do you have faith? Yes, I'm a child of God, honestly. I'm very beloved child of God. I pray a lot. So my day begins. I go to bed quite early. I go to bed quite early when my kids were young, so I go to bed with them. So we started with 8 p.m. in the evening, and then we went to 8:30 as they grow. So it has become part of me. So from 8:30, our time, I'll go to bed. I can extend to 9 if I have something, but I don't go to bed late. And then I sleep, and then I pray in the midnight. I usually have my midnight prayers. So I wake up in the midnight, and then I'll do my prayers. And then I'll go back to bed, wake up around 5:30. When I wake up around 5:30, I do my prayers maybe for half an hour or so, and then I will go for workout. Especially during this summertime, the weather is good. I go for workout maybe for 1 hour. I used to walk. I like walking a lot. For 1 hour, 6 kilometers, I walk. I get some exercise. Then I come home. Yeah, we do other things that I need to do. Go to work, take the kids to school, and then we'll come back. And of course, ASFI is here now. I engage in ASFI activities. But yeah, I am. Nature inspires me quite a lot. Nature inspires me. So I like going to nature. There is really no day during this holiday now that the kids and I wouldn't go out. Just take maybe 1 hour, walk around, go to nature, go give food to the ants, feed the ducks, explore the forest. And that is where my X factor is. That is where my inspiration. I walk through. By the time I come back, a lot of things are in my head. That is the way it works for me. So in summary, this is how my day typically is.
What are your personal habits? I think that you answered part of it. What are your personal habits or routines that help you stay energized and focused?
Yeah, apart from the nature walk, I have to say that I'm a very good cook. I like cooking. I used to tell myself that, well, I don't know if there is any in Africa, cooking is a women's thing. I don't know if there is any woman who cooks better than me. Maybe we can do competition in ASFI here, but I am a very good cook. So I like cooking. Go to the kitchen, I just cook. Sometimes I can cook many dishes just to keep myself inspired. And I like children quite a lot. Like I like children. Sometimes I like to be like a child, be with children, think like them, play with them, get some ideas, and that gives me lots of inspiration. I used to be involved in sports before, especially football, but I have reduced that tremendously. But these activities that really, really is.
Yes, Prof. Thank you so much. What daily rituals or practices do you believe are crucial to your productivity and well-being?
Do you believe what?
do you believe that are crucial to your productivity and well-being? The daily rituals and practices.
Yeah, as I've mentioned, my prayer life is very important to me. My exercise is very important to me. Walking around in nature is very important to me. Going to bed early is very, very important to me. I don't really joke with those. I take those very crucial to me.
Has FES played a role in your journey with ASFI?
Yeah, of course. And as I said, that is the source of my strength.
Yes.
I believe in God.
Such valuable deep grounding. Thank you for sharing that personal side. Turning to mentorship, your advice to young African scientists. What advice would you give? What advice would you give to early career researcher on building their career?
Yeah, okay. Edward, I don't know if we still have much time, but if you want me to go on, I can finish it. But
so I can give you the next 5 minutes to
yeah, honestly, there are many things I can say about to young African scientists. I have to say, in addition to what Mr. Daniel mentioned today, I see that in this current age, many people run for fame without pain, without the pain. We want to become something, but we avoid the process that leads to those things. To become a scientist, you have to have a story you can tell. You need to sit with somebody and your story becomes an inspiration to that person, how you have come to that point. And so if you want fame and you do not appreciate the pain, it's not beneficial. So for African scientists, there is pain that comes with trying to be famous. And if you don't go through those pains, your success is very, very shallow and limited. The second thing is passion. Last year, we had, and the year before last, we had Dr. Nwaru's research tips and tricks. And last year, we dedicated it to attitudes. You can go back and look at some of those. But passion is something that I've seen many people do not have in what they do. Passion is the fuel that propels you. If you're not passionate about something, it's not good. So you need to check your passion barometer. And one other thing I tell people, even my students, even my researchers who work with me, is that never at any time in your career journey should you be satisfied that you have accomplished, you have arrived, you have attained the level you should. No, always scrutinize yourself to find room for improvement. I have to say that the world we live today is a skills-based world. It's a skills-based world. There are different skills that you need to develop. So look out for them. During the career talks we have had, one of the things I mentioned to you is being is that for me? Being sufficiently enough time in the wilderness. Many of the things I teach in ASFI today, I developed them 10 to 15 years ago in my career. I developed them. And where I am today, if I left them behind and thinking that I will get them today, I don't have time for such learning anymore. So I use my time at that time to develop certain skills. And what I do today is to bring them out. So please take time to develop your skills, data analysis, communication skills, and so on and so forth. Please do that. And another thing is that if you're a young person, be loyal. Say that many times. Be loyal to those who are above you. Loyalty can define a lot of things. And you may have skills, but if you do not have loyalty to your boss or those who are ahead of you, your skills really do not matter. For instance, in my own group, if I do not have loyal people and replace them, bring somebody who is loyal and develop their skills. So skills can be developed, but loyalty is a problem, is a character problem that takes much more time. So try to be loyal. Embrace ignorance and failure. There are lessons to learn from being ignorant, lessons to learn from failing in doing things. They are not all negative things. And finally, let me say, I think there are two things I would say. The first one is ambition needs to be measured. Your ambition needs to be conscious. Your ambition needs to be realistic. Many people have ambition, but it's ambition without restrictions. And they go just chasing shadows. Your ambitions need to be realistic. And as your ambition, ensure that you have other components that support that ambition so that you can achieve it. And finally, the world we are is a world of multitasking. Develop your multitasking skills. People who are multitaskers add more value to a place than those who are not. So please, that is the world we are, and you can't run away from it. If you tell yourself, well, I'm not a multitasker, it's a mandatory requirement you need in this world we are today.
Thank you, Prof. Such a valuable advice. I'm sure many young scientists will resonate with this. And finally, we would like to close with your broader vision and hope for Africa. Do you think things can truly change in as people living in Africa? How can we maintain hope without getting frustrated?
Well, I think everybody needs to ask themselves this question, because many times we blame the leaders. For instance, I went to my country several years back, and you go to the street, everybody's blaming, the politician, the president is this, the president is that. And I was hungry for, corn, or something, call it maize, roasted corn. So I went to the street with my cousin to get roasted corn, and there is local PA they sell. So, and as I was there, we pointed, okay, give us this, give us that, give us that. And my cousin was leading to buy this thing, and he looked away. But the woman who was selling didn't know I was conscious of what was happening. And I saw that she exchanged what we wanted to buy with something else, with another inferior. And I told him, my cousin, you see, look at this woman is changing. This is not the one we asked. And that gave me lots of thought, because, that is corruption. That is integrity problem. And this woman, if you bring the issue of discussion about how bad governance is, she will contribute to that. Don't mind these leaders, they're that. So everyone needs to have self-reflection. Africa can change, things can get better in Africa, but it needs to start from you. It needs to start. Otherwise, things do not change themselves. So when we ask the question, can things change? No, things do not change themselves. It is human beings who change. And until we begin to change, until African scientists begin to do that which is right, things will not change.
Yes, thank you, Professor, for this interview, of your remarkable leadership and unwavering dedication. And we all benefit from ASFI and leadership and your leadership. Thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that impactful section. Prof, thank you so much for the humbling background. It's been quite an enriching one. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Najla, for that, coordination. Prof, just to let you know that some people have indicated interest to compete with you on food cooking. So I'm hoping
My
that maybe
goodness.
by next ASFI anniversary, we might have a virtual cooking competition.
My goodness. That would be wonderful. I'm up for it anytime.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, I saw something on the chat here which is quite encouraging. This is from Iman Samat. He is saying, thank you for standing with the Sudanese scientists and for the dedication to building a brighter future through knowledge and collaboration. Prof, I remember there was a time there was an issue in Sudan and an ASFI offered to give free program and courses to them. I wanted to take a moment, just a minute to speak to that because someone is already appreciating you here, just to, put context to what gave that motivation to ASFI to do that.
Well, if I go back to my faith, because that is what moves me, and I tell you, I've told few people who are close to me. So there was a course it was a systematic review course we were planning last year, and so getting close to the time, there were not many applicants coming. So I was worried, well, whether we will not have people. And this is the way I communicate with God. This is the way He deals with me. And so I know I was in my kitchen that day trying to cook, do my passion. And I had it to invite Sudanese to ASFI and give them this course free. That was it. And when I hear things like that, I don't resist it. And so that was the instruction from above for Sudanese. I've not said this before, but having the Sudanese community in ASFI over the last 1 year has shown me that it was not a mistake. It was a good move because I can see the benefit it has brought. Last conference we had some testimonies that really shook me of what this meant. So there were people out there God wanted to reach out, and it was through ASFI that this could happen. So this was what happened, and that is the context of it.
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much, and thanks to ASFI. Thank you so much. I think on the last note, you mentioned something that the more you just realize that the more you imparted knowledge, the more you gave, the more the more you grew. I just want everyone here to take that as a lesson. I think it's a life principle, givers are always better positioned. Okay, and I see that a lot in the African context. Many people, professors, doctors, want to hoard knowledge. And I guess that is one of the reasons why we don't really grow. So I think this should be a lesson to everyone. The more you give, the more you open up yourself for more. So thanks, Prof, for this fantastic session. Thank you so much. And we do appreciate this.